titties purple, they plastic. I like my money Jurassic. This pussy pop back elastic. You bitches don't want no static. Catch one of you hoes in traffic. Flip one of you bitches gymnastic. Hit and run is my tatty. Y'all be reaching, I'm grabbing. Wait, nigga, I'm bagging.
Hey Luxers! For those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome back to my channel. Here we discuss everything to do with luxury, lifestyle, and fashion. So as you guys can see in the caption below, as you mentioned earlier, we are going to discuss the size differences between the Birkin 25 and the Birkin 30. Just my little 2 cents, because obviously, you know, I've seen a couple of these videos around, and I feel as though like certain things are, you know, not being said, and you know, not all the particulars of the bag is being discussed, and you know, like for example, like what can fit inside versus no, it cannot, what you should and what you shouldn't, or you know, how it goes and stuff like that. So obviously I'm just giving you guys my opinion, of course. It's just me enlightening you guys and giving you guys my opinion about the difference between the sizes, and so you guys if I could help you guys make your mind up to actually go and get this bag, then kudos to me, you know. So with no further ado, let's just jump right into it. I have a little bit of notes here, so if you see me looking down from time to time, obviously that's me just checking my notes to make sure I give you guys all the information that I've gathered for you guys, to make sure that I inform you guys correct and accordingly. So for example, let's discuss the particulars of these bags. So everybody know what a Birkin bag is by now, and everybody know the dimensions, the sizes, the colors, the leathers. You know, there's a whole lot of things that go behind the craftsmanship of a Birkin. So with that being said, you know, there's a lot of different dimensions to the bag. However, one thing that always remains is the sizing. So with a Birkin, you always have the Birkin 20, which is a new size that come out. The Birkin 20 apparently right now it's only available in this Hermes house style bag, and it's very, very rare and expensive. I heard that a couple of it is in production at the moment. It's a bag that features the Rue Fambreau 24 store in Paris, one of the windows, and it's like outside of the store. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it has day, night, and winter, which is like a white version. So based on what I've seen online, and then you have the Birkin 25, which is the most wanted size by everyone. Like everybody would love to have a Birkin 25. Then it goes to the size 30, which is a bit, I love the 30 because it's very, very diverse, versus the 35, which is much bigger and much larger, and you know, it's more like a totes, carry, travel type bag. If for me, that's what I use my 35 for, which I rarely use it because it's really, 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 really heavy once you start adding all sorts inside. I'm gonna insert here some videos for you guys to see how I would put stuff inside, normal versus traveling, and you guys could have a look and see how I go about that. I always make sure I use my bag insert. Shout out to Samorga bag insert, which is quite affordable and decent bag inserts that can be used. I like the color black because it's, you know, goes with any color bag that I have, so I'm not too keen on matchy. I was thinking, however, I should have gotten a brighter color so I can see in the bag, but for now the black does do a really, really good job for me. Also, I'm going to show you guys two of my favorite Birkins. So my favorite Birkin in the Birkin size 25 would be no other than my Birkin Cray in the leather Togo, which is a very grainy leather. And my favorite Birkin 30 is my Birkin 30 in the color Bleu Atoll gold hardware. When it comes to hardware, gold is my preferred choice, or silver. I am not fussed. Depends on the color. I have a favorite with hardware. So if it's Bleu Atoll, any blues for me has to be with gold. I feel as though blue with silver gives like a cool vibe. If it's a dark color, preferably with gold, gives like a rich vibe. If it's a neutral, I haven't got any neutrals, but if it's a neutral like my Cray, when I'm at neutrals like browns, has to be gold. So light beiges, whites with gold, to me gives a bit more of a rich tone. So it all depends on what you go for and what jewelries you wear. I am not a crazy freak where metals have to match. I would wear gold with silver jewelry if needs be. I mix and match. Sometimes I have on gold and silver jewelry, and it doesn't really matter to me what I wear, but just the color of the bag, there's a way that I like it to look matching with the color. So it depends on the color. I have a more favorite hardware that I would rather, but depends. Again, depends what you're offered. I'm more than likely to either take it. Depends. For example, my Kelly 20 in the Vert Cricket, I would have loved to have it in gold, but unfortunately it was offered to me in silver, and it's not really a big of a deal. As I said, hardware is not even an issue for me. So with no further ado, I am a size 14, 12 to 14 UK in clothing. I stand tall at 5'6". In meters is 1.67 meters. So I'm gonna also insert some clips here so you guys can see how I look with the different size Birkins, so you guys could kind of get an idea more or less of how it looks on my arm and under my arm. As you guys are aware, the handles between the two are definitely different. This one is more like a handheld type bag. You can get your hand in there, but it's always a bit of a kerfuffle to get your hand out. So getting it in is not really, you see, this is what I'm saying. Getting it in is not a problem, but getting it out is always a bit of a kerfuffle. And so I personally just always would use my Birkin 25, like going out, shopping around, cute little events and stuff, special occasions. Sometimes I just take her out for a spin miss thing. Doesn't really need to be a special occasion, because for me, as you know, every day is a special occasion. So for me, I always say this is definitely handheld. So would you catch me traveling with a Birkin 25? Rarely. You probably would catch me traveling with it just to be cute or whatever, but I have a whole carry-on suitcase right there, so I mean, I'm not fussed, but rarely I would travel with a Birkin 25. Whereas to my Birkin 30, I definitely would travel with her. I would carry all my stuff, put all my stuff in there, and travel with her as my personal item. I like a bit of a bigger bag because I just want to carry everything that needs to carry with me. As I said, when you're buying or going to buy or going to put your wishes or make your wishes at Hermes, I would always say go with what works for you. So just make sure your decisions is always based on what works for you. It doesn't even matter if it's Hermes or not, if it's River Island or Primark or Louis Vuitton or Prada or whatever it is, whatever brand it is that you decide that you want to invest your money in, just always make sure you buy something that works for you. It doesn't matter if it works for me or somebody else, it has to make sure it works for you. As long as you're happy with what it works for, it needs to do. So personally, also another thing that I would like to inform you guys on is the handle drop. As I showed you guys earlier, it's two different handle drops. So you can see it's like literally one fit in one. It's like the baby. So I'm praying to God and hope that they could actually do like leather versions of the size 20. I think that would be super duper cool to have. As you guys can see, I also have here a difference between the leathers. So the Epsom is a more structured leather and it takes longer for it to be softened up, whereas to this leather is already like, even though it's really short and I rarely use it, so it's not slouching or anything yet, it is still softer. It's very soft, very soft, very soft. So I could see this being a bit more sledged and relaxed versus this. That's a bigger version to it. So when I compare this one with my yellow Birkin Jeunapps, which is also in Togo, my Birkin 30, my yellow Birkin 30 is already starting to slag and slouch, whereas this one hasn't done that yet. So I think this is gonna take more time to do. So I will put it up close for you guys to see the difference in the grain of the leather. One is a little bit softer and not so grainy, and versus the Togo that is very, very grainy. As I mentioned, I feel as though that I've kind of touched everything that I wanted to touch for these sizes, so you guys can see the differences. As I mentioned as well, like, it's just very, very, very cute to see the different dimensions and sizes. Sometimes on some people, some sizes look bigger, So when you see a very, very, very petite person carrying a 30, it looks like they're carrying actually a 35. When you see a bigger person, like not bigger as in size, but taller person carrying a 30, it could come off as a 25. I'm average height, so you could kind of tell the differences of what bag is what. I think in pictures as well, it all depends on the angles and how things are angled, like how you do it. Kind of also could look big, but you can kind of tell because it's still kind of small. So it depends on angles as well. You could kind of see the difference between the sizes of the bags. So for me, I always say go with your gut, go with your instinct, go with what works for you. I personally love the size 30 because it's easy to carry by hand, easy to go. You could travel with it, you could shop with it, you could take it on a night out. It's very, very diverse, versus the 25 is more like, as I said, a night out, cute little outing, cute, you know, special occasion type bag. So with no further ado, I hope this video was quite informative for you guys. I hope you guys, you know, got some information and saw from my point of view within the sizes. Please comment below and let me know what you think of the sizes and what is your preferred size in the Birkin. I'm thinking to do a size difference between the Kelly 20 and the 28, which is quite of a big jump. So I'm kind of maybe waiting till I get a Kelly 25. Who knows? That's also on one of my wish lists at the moment. So I think I'll wait for that to compare the Kelly 20 and 25. Just so, you know, we can have an idea more of it. Because obviously, as I said, it's just a difference of 5 centimeters. But everything from the bag is completely different in sizes and width. But even though it's just literally 5 centimeters more, yeah, that little bit more. So frontwards is just a little bit. It's not as much as, you know, let me see. Yeah, so as you guys can see, from front it's not that much of a big difference, but once you turn it to side, you see a big difference, and from back you see a big difference. So it is a difference. It is about knowing your size and knowing what worked for you, and as I said, that's all that matters before you put on your wish list and wait for your baby to come to you. So with no further ado, thank you guys for tuning in today, and I hope this video was informative, and as I always say, until next time.
I need your rastic. This pussy pop back elastic. You bitches don't want no static. Catch one of you hoes in traffic. Flip one of you bitches gymnastic. Hit and run is my tatty. Y'all be reaching, I'm grabbing. Wait, nigga, I'm bagging.